Hello and welcome to today's crypto review video, and in today's video I'll be talking about Stellar Lumens with the ticker symbol XLM. It's a coin that has been around for a long time, for many years. Most of the hype did start in 2017, as you could imagine, towards the end of 2017, start of 2018, before the Bitcoin crash that took place. It is trading at 13.2 cents at the moment. Now the circulating supply is quite huge, 21.9 billion with a max supply of 50 billion. I know that they had a coin burn. I think it was sometime back in 2019. I remember covering that in a news video. The market cap is still quite big, right? 2.9 billion almost. One of the big things with Stellar Lumens, before we'll take a look at the website, is that the co-founder of Ripple is actually the founder of Stellar. So the idea of Stellar is to be going after the end users and maybe smaller companies, whereas Ripple was to be going after the enterprises and banks. So that's pretty much the big difference between them, but they are a payment system, and we'll take a look at the website in a moment and all the different tools that they've got. And of course, if we check the price here, we can see, historically speaking, I mean, we can go as far back as 2014. That's when Stellar was actually trading. So yeah, as you can see here, the biggest spike it had was half a cent on the 19th of January 2015, and then it was like a tenth of a cent and a little bit higher. But it wasn't until 2017 that it really took off, right? So as you can see here, this is what happened with Stellar. Not much going on. Again, liquidity is there, right? Liquidity, like, forget about worrying about liquidity because it's on a lot of exchanges. Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, right? All the big exchanges have listed Stellar because, you know, all these big exchanges have listed the coins that have been around before the bull run of 2017, right? So anything that's been around for so long has a lot of funding usually, right? Not all of them, again, there are going to be projects that have died out. They are not around anymore. They are very close to dying out, running out of funding, struggling, not having listed on big exchanges from the beginning. But with Stellar, it's nothing to worry about. They do have the funding and they've got IBM backing them as well. So let's take a look at their website here. So to keep things simple, right? Stellar is an open financial infrastructure. Anyone can access it. There's no permission or application needed. And then again, they're reiterating here that companies as big as IBM and Franklin Templeton and as small as single dev startup use Stellar for moving money and accessing new markets. So they're basically a financial tool where you can use digital currencies to move funds around. And again, I'm not referring to any digital currencies, mostly Stellar. But again, they do offer support for other cryptocurrencies too. Now, the cool thing about them is that they've got a lot of projects that are building on them, right? So as we can see here, IBM Worldwire is a pilot project for cross-border payments, right, in real time, because this makes it easy. At the moment, like if you live in Europe, you can use SEPA bank transfers, which are instant, but you do need to pay a small fee for that. So I can transfer the weekend, I can transfer after business working hours, anytime, and it's instant, but that's limited only to Europe. So what if I want to transfer it to maybe a friend in the United States or a relative, right? It's not going to be fast, right? So here's where the cross-border payments in real time comes into place, and that's why it's very important to have this kind of tools. And I think we're going to see this in the near future when cryptocurrency is going to be accepted, as we're seeing now with the price of Bitcoin pumping like crazy. It's like 34,000 at the time of me doing this video, $34,000. There's going to be adoption, right? So they've got a lot of stuff here. They've got a lot of tools. They've even got a trading bot, but this trading bot is mostly used within the Stellar ecosystem. So don't imagine that you could just use this trading bot on Uniswap, for example. No, you can't do that. It's limited to Stellar, but it's a good idea. I mean, they've come a long way. They've got the transaction explorers, which is nothing new. All the different blockchain projects must have a transaction explorer because they need to see where the blocks are at, what the transactions are at, and so on, you know, transactional information and this sort of stuff, network activity and so on. Now they've got the laboratory tool, which is used to compose complex transactions and explore the operations. So basically some kind of analysis. You can also trade on their decentralized exchange, StellarX. Now I've had a look at this exchange, but unfortunately it's not actually decentralized because it asks you for an email address. So anytime that I see a project claiming to use a decentralized exchange but asking me for an email address, it's not really decentralized, right? Because you do need to sign up here and you need to log in here. If I go to login, it does ask you for an email address. I know that I've tried it earlier. And that's not good, right? Because it means that they're storing it in a database somewhere. But this is how StellarX looks like. See, look, it's asking me for an email address. I mean, why not just ask me for my private key? Why not just ask me for the public key and the password, right? Because it's meant to be decentralized. Well, it's not 100%. I would say it's hybrid. because you need that email address. So but it looks cool nonetheless. It looks cool. I mean, look, these are all the assets that you can basically trade on StellarX. So yeah, very good. They've got other tools too. Here we can see there's the ecosystem. They've got a lot of wallets too. Again, when you want to stake XLM, you can do that, but you do need to use other wallets that offer a staking functionality. Certain wallets, like I think Celsius and also crypto.com, which is that card I used for payments. A lot of people in the US use that. You can basically use that to stake XLM. You need to meet certain requirements. It's not as straightforward as to just move your XLM there and then stake it. I think you need to hold MCO, a certain amount of MCO to do that. But yeah, I don't use crypto.com, so yeah, I don't know exactly, but I've just been reading about it, and some people were saying that yeah, you can do that. So yeah, I mean, it's a big project. It's they're working. They've got a lot of funding. If we look here at the team, actually, let's go down and look at the team. They've got a big leadership team here, as we can see. And this guy here, he's the founder, Jed McCaleb. He's the guy in charge. He is the co-founder of Ripple as well. I'm not sure why they're saying he's a co-founder here. Perhaps because there were two people that actually started Stellar Lumens. There was another lady too. I can't remember her name exactly, but there were two people that have funded it. So that's likely why he's the co-founder, but he came up with the idea too. The 8 countries, they're in 8 countries, they've got 50 plus members. So as we can see here, again, all the different information here, the roadmap information on Stellar Lumens, the 2020 roadmap. What I don't like about the roadmap is the way they've designed it here. It's not like the typical project that you see the roadmap where they just summarize it in like 2-3 phrases based on the different quarters of the year. No, they're not doing that here, so I don't really like that. But they're basically trying to increase Stellar stakeholders and promote greater network participation, right? Trying to grow the network. They're trying to guarantee that Stellar can scale to handle increased volume from new use cases. They are building tools that simplify development for asset issuers, cross-border payment wallets, and securitized asset platforms. So anything that has to do with banks goes to Ripple, but any smaller company would go to Stellar for that, right? I mean, they are a mature network, you could say. So I mean, why would a company that has millions of dollars or maybe more choose an immature network when they could just choose Stellar, right, for financial transactions? So of course there are going to be many companies. There already are companies, but there will be even more companies. They're going to be using it. So I do think that they're here to stay. I don't think Stellar are going anywhere soon, especially because they're building these partnerships. So yeah, personally, I do think Stellar has potential. Again, the price is not doing too well, but considering how it used to be, it's not too bad, right? Considering other projects have been down like 90%, I mean, Stellar is not too bad, right? It's holding its own there, and as they're getting more partnerships, I think that if they do another coin burn, that could probably help it, but I'm not sure if they can do that now. Possibly, maybe, I don't know. But I mean, yeah, this is how it is, right? I mean, look at Polkadot is an interoperable ecosystem, right? So that's why the market cap went to like 9 billion, but Stellar has been around for so long, 2.9 billion, because they're only focused on this digital finance, DeFi. They're kind of struggling, right? We got to see the truth here. So yeah, I mean, let me know what you think in the comments below, but there isn't much else to say about Stellar other than this, as you can see on their website. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.